Hey Logan, how are you?
Hey, Chris, sorry.
Good, good, good. Nice to have you back. And again, welcome to the team. We're really excited about you joining us. Were you able to log into the Oliver's Learning OK from home last night?
Yeah, I just got started last night.
Okay, so you just got started on ethics, finding it okay?
Yep.
Good, good. Did you have any chance to look through Planet Altic?
Yeah, there's really great info.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got a little search button up there too, so you can search for any type of topic or any of our last names. You can find out some of the different. You can immerse yourself in either the culture or even just the numbers, right? Either way, the reason why I brought you here today is for a career meeting. There's so much information that you take in through the group presentation, through our final interview process, when you go through, how you're going to make an income and how you're going to get promoted and so on and so forth, that this just puts everything into reality, and it's just too much information to continue on with all of this during that time. This is a fun exercise, but really this is probably one of the most important exercises you'll do, because what I find is that when people started this job, the one thing they're most excited about is the income, but the one thing they're most scared of is the income, right? So this should put everything into a good perspective for you, so that you understand that A, you're going to be okay. B, if you do what you're supposed to do, and you get through the training in a good amount of time, and everything, that not only are your goals going to be achievable, you probably have to start setting bigger goals. Okay? So the first thing that I'm going to get you to do, it's called a financial analysis worksheet. Basically, it's just to take your reality right now. If you remember, during our fourth interview yesterday, our final interview, I asked you how much money you need to make per month to survive, how much money you need to make per month to feel comfortable, and then what do you dream of making? This takes all of that and puts it into reality terms, so you know exactly what you need to do to achieve each one of those steps, and then your scrape by money or your survival money will be okay, right? Yeah. So the first thing is just, of course, that survival. So if you just put your name and date at the top, and then just fill out your current bills.
And then start that up.
Yep. Now, a little bit of a test here. Yesterday we went over exactly how we get paid when we're in the field, when we're sitting with customers and helping members enroll in their permanent benefits. What percentage do you get paid again? And 50% of what? ALP. What is ALP? Right. So basically, one full year's worth of monthly payments, we get 50% upfront in advance, right? So if you know that you need that amount to be able to survive every month, make sure that all your bills are covered, then how much ALP do you need to write per month? Just skip this first box and go to the second box. How much ALP per month do you need? 43. Right, so double the 2160. Right? Okay. Now, obviously, to find out the weekly, we just divide that by 4. Right, so 1080, right? So the great news is that our average ALP per sale, so our average sale in our office, in the Calgary office, is 1500 ALP. So if our average sale is 1500 ALP, to use that in normal terms, that's $125 per month. If you think about most families, how much do you think they're paying for their 2 cell phones per month? A couple $100 a month, right? And then for their rent, their heating, electricity, and so on. So their car insurances, right? A couple $100 a month at least, right? Their Shaw Internet and cable, so a couple $100 a month. So 125 a month is fairly reasonable for most working families. Would you agree? Exactly. So the great news is knowing that our average ALP per sale, your average sale when you get into the field is going to be about 1500 ALP. Then really, since you only need 1080 ALP per week to be able to pay your bills, that means you need 2 enrollments every 3 weeks. Or you can look at it as in at least 1 enrollment a week. Right? So if you do everything you're supposed to do, is 1 enrollment a week going to be okay? Yeah, exactly. Right? So that should make you feel great about the fact that, look, my bills will be covered as long as I know it, right? The next part gets a little bit more fun. So this is about your income goal. It's not just about what you can comfortable with. This is if everything works out perfectly. What would you like to be making per month based on your own personal production?
Probably about 10,000.
$10,000 a month? Perfect. So now $10,000 a month, if you need to make that in personal income, how much ALP do you need to write per month to make that?
20,000.
Right, so just put in 20,000 in the second one. And then divide that by 4 so you can find out what it is per week. It's 5,000 ALP per week. So how many enrollments would that be per week?
4.
Right, 3 to 4, right?
Yeah.
So, and one thing that we really talk about a lot, and we'll get used to on our Altic TV videos and on our training and so on and so forth, is that everybody in the office always strives to have a minimum of 4 enrollments per week. And we always have checkpoints throughout the week, coaching calls every night to make sure that you're on track and you have everything that you need to be able to do at least 4 enrollments a week. So to be honest with you, when you put down 5,000 as an ALP goal per week with $10,000 as an income goal per month, that's, to be honest, our minimum expectation is to be doing those 4 enrollments a week. So that should get you pretty pumped.
Yeah.
But I want to go one step further because it says here ALP per appointment. Okay? Now, I can show you an easy way to figure that out, but I want to show you exactly what goes into that so you understand why with validity, so that's some credibility. So the first thing is for you to know how to get to that 10,000, that is a realistic number. You need to know how many appointments you need to sit with to get there. So that's what we're going to figure out. But first, if I've got Joe and I've got Mike, and Joe just did 8,000 ALP last week, and Mike did $8,000 of ALP last week. I just had 2 guys that did really well last week, right?
Yeah.
Right? They both made 4,000. But if Joe had to set 44 appointments to write that 8,000, and Mike only had to set 4 appointments to write that 8,000, then Joe's got some issues, right? Joe needs some training. Joe needs some help. But Mike is doing extremely well per customer, right? He just needs to go to work.
Yeah.
Because he needs a lot more than 4 appointments per week, right? But at the same time, it's how ALP per appointment is how good you are with each customer, all right? Which really tells us a lot. It's more of a performance metric. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so let's figure this out and see exactly how it works. Now, if I write down 5 circles, and I just tell you that these are appointments, and we enroll 1 appointment for 1,500 ALP, then what is the ALP per appointment? 300, right? Because you would just simply take 1,500 divided by 5 is 300. That's 300 ALP that you wrote on average per appointment. But I told you I wanted to take the long route because I want to show you exactly everything that goes into ALP per appointment. So if we put an X in 3 of these circles, where a circle is an appointment set, but you don't get to sit with everybody being set, right? People will cancel, will no-show or reschedule based on life, and so on. So the circle with the X is an actual presentation. Because you don't actually work at the ones that you don't sit with, right?
Yeah.
So we only have 3 actual sits here, 3 presentations where we actually do the work. And then if I just put little sun lines around the one that we enrolled, then we had 1 enrollment, 1 sale. And if that sale is 1,500 ALP, right? Okay. Now, what I'm going to go over is called show ratio. Show ratio is just how good you are on the phone. Because if you booked 5 appointments, but you only sit with 3, what is your show ratio?
60.
Right. You would do 3 divided by 5, which is a 60% show ratio. Now, our average in the office is about 71%. So we're using a low ball number here just as an example. Okay? Now, the close percentage, how would you figure that out?
1 out of 3.
Right, exactly. It's not 1 out of 5, it's 1 out of 3. one person out of the 3 people that you sat with and talked to, right? So that's 33%. And our office average is 33%. So now we're right on average, right? And then our average sale. Well, this is an easy one because we only had one enrollment. So it's simply 1,500 ALP divided by one enrollment, right? One sale. Yeah. So our average sale is simply 1,500 ALP per sale. Now, if you multiply 60% times 33% times 1,500 ALP, you get 300 ALP per appointment. So the reason why I wanted to go through all of that so that you understand that when we talk about ALP per appointment, we take into consideration you're not going to sit with everybody that you set. We take into consideration you're not going to close everybody that you sit with. And whatever your average enrollment rate is. So this actually takes everything into consideration. And as long as you're above 60% show ratio, or if you move up that close percentage, or if you move up that average sale, you can move up any one of those 3 things, and you're going to increase that 300 drastically, right? So we're just going to use that 300 ALP per appointment as a base in our calculations, okay? Until you've got real numbers that we can actually look at and use for planning and so on. But just as a side note, think about this. If I sat you down right now and gave you 90 minutes, a whole bunch of customers to call, and you had your phone, and I said, you got 90 minutes, I got a stack of $100 bills right here, and I'm going to give you $150 for everybody you put on paper, whether or not we sit with them or not. And at the end, 90 minutes, you got to stop calling. How would you die?
Pretty quick.
Right? Like you'd go really hard, right?
As fast as I can, yeah.
Exactly. Well, that is how we get paid. Because how do we get paid? We get paid 50% of our ALP. Right. Well, if you know you write on average 300 ALP per appointment, whether we sit with them or not, then you actually literally get paid $150 every time you book an appointment. So that's the kind of self-discipline but self-motivation that you need when nobody's around, when nobody's looking, to make sure you've always got appointments. Because when it feels like you're not getting paid to make phone calls, you really are.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Drastically. Okay. So let's turn this back around. And right beside ALP per appointment, can you just write down 60% show ratio? 33% close percentage. And I just done 1,500 ALP percent. That way, when you review this, maybe months down the road and so on, you'll always know where those numbers came from, and that it does take all of that into consideration. So just go ahead and put 300 ALP per point. Okay. Now, if we know we need to make 20,000 ALP in enrollments throughout a month, we can make $10,000 income, then if you skip to the bottom one here, how many appointments do you need to reach your monthly goal? How would you figure that out?
20,000.
Right. So what was that? Yeah, of course, right. 66.7. Yeah. Okay. All right. And if you divide that by 4, just on the side here, can we just put how many actual appointments you need to set per week? Right? Yeah. Okay. But we're not going to sit with all the people that we set.
True.
Okay? So ultimately, if we use 60% show ratio, can you just write 60% in there? Then we know actually how much work we're doing, so how many sits we're actually doing investigations, right? So what's 60% of that 66?
Matter.
40.
Oh, sorry, I was going per week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Okay. So 40 actual presentations, which how much would that be per week? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what this is saying is that as long as your closing ratio is at least 33%, as long as your show ratio is at least 60%, as long as your average sale is 1,500 or 125 a month, then you only need 10 presentations per week to make the goal you want. Right? How many presentations did we say at the beginning that we want you to be able to do per week?
How many presentations?
Yeah. We always want people to do at least 20 presentations per week, right? And, in reality, right now with our team, we're somewhere usually between 15 and 20. It does take a lot of work, obviously, because you need to make those phone calls. But if we flip back to this, if you know you're making $150 every time you put a payment or an appointment on paper, right, then it's worth making those phone calls. So that's the sort of self-motivation that you need when you're out there in the field, making sure that you're protecting as many families as possible so that you can protect your own and hit your income goal, right? So is there any reason why you shouldn't do 10 presentations per week? No. Right? Perfect. All right. Now we get to go to the really fun stuff. This is a 10-year dream fund, but I need to preface it a little bit. This is not, if I save up for the next 10 years, what can I get? Because your income should go like this. So what you can save up in your first 2 years should not be the same as what you save up in your last 2 years of that 10-year. Right. This is if everything goes perfectly. Then in 10 years, what can I walk into a bank and because of my level of income, they'll give me a mortgage for this, they'll give me a loan for that, they'll give me whatever it is that I want. Okay? Now the examples on here are a little ridiculous. It says a house for $800,000. I've only been with the company for 3.5 years. I live in a $1.5 million house, so you can't pick anything 10 years from now that's less than what I live in. So what you want to do is sort of think. Now, I'll give you a couple of examples. First of all, I don't care about the annual or the monthly right now. I only care about the item in your mouth. Okay. I just want you to brainstorm and go ahead and live, a little vicariously through this and sort of pick some wild things, right? So increase your dream kind of thing. But to give you some examples, some people put down that they want, X number of millions of dollars for a home. My last name's Bentley, so of course I have a Bentley. A Tesla for my wife, right? Yeah. And then, be specific if you think it would be a vehicle or something like that. Some people want a yacht down there. Some people want, it could be many different things. My wife's a horse trainer riding instructor, so we've got an acreage and horses and so on and so forth. Some people want to retire their parents on $8,000 or $100,000 a year. So sometimes the amount might not be a total amount, it might be per year. I want to give $50,000 a year to charity. Or I want to do $50,000 a year towards traveling or something like that. Or I might want to retire my parents. Or I might want to buy, make sure that I've got enough money stashed away for 4 years of university for my kids. Right. Anything like that, right? So if you can just sort of brainstorm right here, put down as many things as you can think of, use the amount for either total amount or per annual amount. Okay. Okay? And I'll leave you to it. I'll be back just a little bit so that you've got a little bit of time so that you can go ahead and brainstorm. Okay?
Sure, no problem.
How's it going?
Good. Just realized how much stuff I want.
Like I said, this is the fun part. No, so, okay, so obviously a house would be on a 25-year mortgage. Don't worry about down here where it talks about interest and so on and so forth, because these are just guesstimate numbers in the first place, right? So a house would be on a 25-year mortgage. This second home would be a 25-year mortgage. And same thing with the cabin. And then retired parents, that would be every single year, so that's just divided by 1. The Mercedes would be on a 5-year plan. Education fund, I'm guessing a 30,000 that would be every year. SUV, that's another 5-year plan. A boat, so a 5-year plan. And then savings. That's a little tricky because is that you saving that amount per year, or is that over?
That's what I want to do.
How about this? In 10 years, how much do you want to be able to save per year? Okay, then let's change it to that. Because, like I said before, what you can save this year or next year is not going to be the same as what you can save in year 7 to year 8. Right? So because it's that is right. So let's stay away from calculus and integration, right? So 150,000 per year, so we just divide it by 100. So now what we need to do is we need to find out how much we need per year to be able to afford all of these things. So if you can just divide that number by the number that I wrote down, put it under the annual, we'll know exactly how much you need per year. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to score this off on the side here that I wrote because sometimes people get confused. Can you just divide each one of the annuals by 12 so you can find out exactly what you need per month? So I would get you to add up all the monthlies, but to make this easier, since the annuals are round numbers, why don't you add up all of the annuals and find out what you need to make per year, then just divide that total by 12. Okay, so why don't you just put in here the 476,000. So if you were making $500,000 a year, you would be able to afford all of this stuff we put on here, right? And then what is it per month? It's 40,000. Yeah. So why don't you just put in 40? There's a few things that doesn't take into consideration. Food, entertainment, sure, bills, property tax, and all of these things, right? So we're at 40,000. Just to be generous, is it all right if I add $10,000 on there for food, entertainment, bills?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Right? It's another $120,000 a year on top of $500,000, right? Or about an additional 25% there. So $50,000 per month. And now we can confidently say that you would be able to afford everything on your list, right?
Yep.
Okay, sounds like a big number.
Well,
50,000 a month?
Yeah.
Have you ever made 50,000 a month before?
No.
No. Well, here's what we know. Remember how I showed you yesterday during our interview process how to get to MGA? First step into management is to become a trainer, an SA.
Right.
How do you become an SA?
You code one PR or achieve 18,000.
Right, so one personal recruit coded,
Yes.
or 18,000 AL. What do you think is the easiest way to do this?
Probably personal recruit.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Most of the people you know right now don't work here. 6 months from now, most of your friends and the people you deal with on a daily basis will all work here, right? So it's probably easier to do this now than it is later, right? Okay. To become a master general agent, or an MGA, the most lucrative contract in insurance, what is it you need to do to get there?
You need to get to supervising agents.
Right. You promote to supervising agents. So that's just showing them to do exactly what you just did. Right? Okay. So, what we know across all of AIL, and on average, every coded agent in your team, in your MGA ship, is going to earn you about $1,000 in income per month. So $1,000 per month per agent. So if you know you need to make $50,000 per month, how much do you need? How many agents do you need on your team? 50. If you really pushed yourself, you knew it was your number one goal and your number one responsibility in this new career was to get to that 50. How long would it take you? 5 years? So you just showed me how you could get your 10-year dream. You really had to push yourself and really imagine and go a little bit crazy for 10 years from now, and now you just told me you could do it in 5 years. Let's go one step better than that. You're the MGA. How long would it take you, again, it's your number one goal in life, your number one priority, and let's just take a step back for a second. I'm going to say to get to 20 people that want to work with you, but let's just give it some perspective. Right? If I was going to bankroll your business, any kind of business that you want, what would it be?
Probably a restaurant.
Restaurant? Perfect. And if you knew, let's say 6 months from now, right? So July, August. Yeah. I was going to bankroll it, so you don't got to worry about financing. But in August 1st, your new restaurant opens up. Okay? What are you going to do from now until then?
Hire.
Right, so you got to train. Do you want to open it up and we'll just see how it goes, or do you want to create a buzz and make sure everybody's looked after? You've got a good menu, you've got advertising out there, your people are well trained, you've got your dream team because it's your baby, right?
Definitely.
So would trying to find the right people, would that be a priority?
Absolutely.
Okay. And would you find like one a month, or by July, if you needed to hire 20 people from kitchen staff to cleaning staff to front, the front people, the waitresses and waiters and so on and so forth, if you needed to hire 20 people to staff your restaurant, would you be able to do it by then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's your number one priority, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want to get to July or August and not have enough staff to open the restaurant. Okay, so you can definitely do it?
Yeah.
Okay. So my next question is, in this position, since we do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, right? It's not a restaurant that we don't know if it's going to do well or not, right? It hasn't really been tested. We don't know if that type of food is going to work in that type of area. Here, we've got a multinational, always growing, dynamic company that backs us with great products that's already been proven and tested, that already has not only lots of success stories, but also a proven system, a script, and everything else like that. So it takes the risk out of it.
Yeah.
First of all, back up a little bit. For your restaurant, how much work would you do between now and August?
All of it.
Right? How much do you get paid for that?
Nothing.
Nothing, right? And then when you open up your restaurant, how does your next year look like?
Probably building up.
So a lot of work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because one of the big things that you need to do over that first year, besides trying to turn a profit, which is pretty hard to do in your first year of any business, is you also need to be able to train and leadership develop the next generation of people that are going to look after your restaurant so that you can maybe back up a little bit in the years to come, right? It's
Yeah.
a goal of every business owner. Okay. This, we look at it the exact same way. Your contract, your MGA contract, is the day that your business opens. The only difference is you get paid very well between now and then if you do what you're supposed to be doing. Okay? Now, you need to get 20 people to staff your organization. How long, if you really focused on it, it was the number one goal and number one priority, how long would it take you to find 20 people that would work with you?
Well, 6 months.
6 months? That was a good number to pick? Because don't pick my number just because I said it.
Okay. I mean, anywhere between 6 months and a year. Let's just say a year.
Okay, you know what? For 20 people, let's say a year. For sure. For sure. All right. Now, if you're able to find 20 people that want to work with you, right? How long would you give each of your people to find just 3 people? Now, we know some people aren't going to find anyone.
Sure.
But we know there's going to be other people that you're going to hire, that you're going to find, that you're going to team up as a business partner, that are going to be just as ambitious as you and want to find 20.
Yep.
So on average, how long would it take just to get 3 people?
6 months.
6 months? So 3 times 20 is 60?
Yep.
Plus that other 20 that you started with?
Yep.
80. You now have 80 agents in your MGA ship, or in your RGA ship at that point, in 18 months. How many did you need?
50.
50. You only needed 50. So even if we aim for this in 18 months, and you make it your number one goal, and it's everything that you're after, and this is what you want to do, then you just turn your entire 10-year dream into not only 18 months, but 18 months that completely eclipse it. Is that exciting?
Yeah.
Okay. So, if we go back to this, where we compare your financial worksheet, your financial analysis with your income goal of personal production, and your MGA goal of trying to find 50 people that want to work with you, what do you think should be the highest priority for you? This,
Probably
right?
that, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, since it's hiring, I mean, this obviously we need to teach everybody how to make it easy, of course. But at the same time, for you to be able to launch your career, for you to be able to get everything that you want, you need to build that business. So you need to think and act like a business owner. Remember, did I hire you to be an agent? No. Did you want to start here to be an agent?
No.
So what did I hire you to be?
MGA.
Right. And that's what we're going to do. So the first step is I need you to fill out this, where basically this is all of the people that you think you would like to work with. Not the people that you think that would be great at selling insurance. Otherwise, none of us would work here either, right? I don't have any background in it. I know you don't have, right? So we're all in the same boat in that category. It's just ultimately, here's the big thing that you want to think of when you write this thing. First, before we get into that, between your Snapchat, your Instagram, your Facebook, your, every possible social media that you can think of, along with the contacts in your phone right now, in the Calgary area, and even beyond that, how many people do you think that you're loosely connected to?
500.
500? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know right now 80% of them fall into one of 4 categories? They're either unemployed, so they don't have a job. They're underemployed, In other words, they're working at Starbucks and you know that they can do better than that, or they're in a position right now where they're groomed for the next position, but they can't get it until that guy gets fired, dies, or retires, right?
Right.
So underemployed, stuck, right? Or they're working multiple jobs, which nobody wants, or they hate their job. And those are all the people that post those Monday memes every Monday on Facebook and Instagram and so on, right?
Yeah.
Those people are not happy with their current employment. So that's 80%. So right now, you are actually connected to 400 people who at least deserve the opportunity to come in for information. Would you not agree?
Yeah.
Right? So why don't you take out your phone, go through your list, and write down as many names and phone numbers as you can think of. I'm going to leave you to it. I've got some other things to do. And besides, you don't need me breathing over your shoulder while you do this. Go ahead, go through Facebook, go through your Instagram, go through your contacts. Don't guess on whether they'd be good at this or whether they'd like to do this, because then we're limiting their future career based on our own perspective, and that's not fair to them, right? Right. So go ahead and write down as many names as you can think of.
Sure.
All right, perfect. So, before we do anything with this list, and that looks great, you know what? I think if you push yourself, you can probably come up with a few more. Why don't you go through your contacts? And again, don't second guess them. And just go ahead and keep going for a little while. Remember, we're not picking people that we're definitely going to hire. We're not picking people that are definitely going to work here or even want to work here or be able to work here, right? We're just picking people that you'd be excited to work with.
Okay.
locking myself out. So you're starting to find it a little bit easier once you get rolling?
Yeah.
Yeah,
for people,
see?
definitely.
See, now you've got, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, just in the A's, right? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it from you right now.
Okay.
Obviously, if you keep going with this, you'd be able to just continue and continue and continue. You just had 10 A's, right? So that legitimately means you've got about 250 other people to write down because there's 25 other letters in the alphabet, right? There's not so many Z's and X's in your phone, but I'm sure there's a lot of S's and M's, right?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is first, before we call any of these people, because we are going to give them the opportunity for more information, okay? But before we do that, I just want you to go down the side, rate these people, not rank, but rate these people from 0 to 10. 10, I would be so stoked to work with this person. I'd be extremely excited every morning when I woke up because I knew that that person was there. Or 0 being, I just put a name on a page because you told me to, right? Okay? So anywhere from 0 to 10 for each one. Okay. So let me just count these up here. So what I just did is I counted 23 people that you rated between 7 and 10. Okay? So chances are, if they're on your list as a 10, chances are you're on their list as a 10. Right? So those are the people that are actually the easiest to bring in so that they'll watch the information and learn a little bit more about it because you're asking them to, and they've got you on a 10, they'd be excited to work with you as well. Right? So that's 23 people that you've put between 7 and 10 that probably have you between 7 and 10. That's 23 people who at least deserve the information. Would you not agree?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And do you think it's going to be any easier 4 months down the road versus now?
No.
No.
Harder. Because, like, these people already work for us. One less time.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
These people already work for us 4 months down the road. I like that answer. But right now, you've already spent a lot of time with these people. They're all your friends. You've spent some time either talking to them or messaging them or something, right? And you're going to get really busy over the next 4 months. So one mistake that a lot of people think is, well, I got to wait until I prove it first before they want to come in to find the information. But who proved it to you? Nobody. So then why do you need to prove it to everybody else? And why limit their career path based on yours? It doesn't make any sense. Do you know any chefs?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think any of your chef friends had to wait until all of their other friends could cook really well before they decided to cook?
No.
Then it doesn't make any sense here either, right? So the bottom line is that we have group presentations, which is our third interview process. This is the really cool thing. You get to skip people past the first and second interview and bring them straight into the third so that they can learn all the information about the company, what we do, how we get paid, the promotional tracks, the actual benefits, and how we help customers, and so on and so forth. So by skipping all that process, they just get to come in for the information. Who wouldn't want more information about a potential career opportunity, especially if you already said that you want to do it?
Yeah.
Right? On top of that, what we're going to talk about when we talk to these people is we're not going to call it a group interview. Okay? What is the first question that any good professional worth their weight in salt is, what's the first question that somebody's going to have if you tell them that you can get them in for an interview? What's it about? Yeah, tell Tell me more about the job. Tell me more about the company. I need to find out all the information so I can properly be prepared. And that's fair. That's exactly what they should say, right? But ultimately, what are you trying to give them? For the information, right? Exactly. So we're going to call it a career information session.
Okay.
Not a group interview. Career information session. Because now when you say to Paul, hey Paul, I think you should really come in for a career information session. It tells you everything about this new career, this new company that I just started with. It's really amazing. I think you'd be perfect for it. But I just want you to come in and see. Now, if Paul says, well, tell me more about the job, what are you going to say?
So it's all in the career information session.
Exactly. It's all in the career information session. All the information for you is at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow, right? All I want you to do is come in and sit down and listen to information. Afterwards, if you want a possible final interview with one of my managers, I might be able to get that for you. Or if you just want to discuss it with me afterwards, that's fine too. Is there any pressure on Paul? No. What's he there to do? Give information. That's it. So who wouldn't want more information on a potential career opportunity, right? Okay, so what we're going to do right now is your first two tens that you've got is Daniel and Chris, and then you've also got Anthony Breeze as a 10 on your list. We're going to call those 10s right now.
Okay.
So why don't you go ahead and start calling Daniel? And actually, you know what? Maybe I can explain it to Daniel even a little bit better. Okay. You want to pass me?
Sure.
This dialer?
Yep.
Hello. Hi, Daniel. Daniel, this is Chris Bentley. I'm a regional with American Income Life. Yeah, I'm actually just sitting here with your friend Logan Appleton. And listen, Logan's got a lot of great things to say about you. You mentioned that you've got a background in sales management, and that you're really fast learner. Did that sort of sum you up? Yes? Okay, perfect. Well, listen, you know what? Because he's vouched for you, and we're pretty excited about his career path and the fact that he's decided to join our company and everything else like that. It's why I'm calling you from his phone. And we've actually got some information session. We've got an information session tomorrow. He recommended that it'd be silly not to call you and not to invite you in on this. Because he also mentioned that you're not necessarily 100% satisfied with the job that you're at right now. Is that fair? Yeah. Okay. So I've got a time that you can come in tomorrow at 9 o'clock or even earlier if you wanted to come in at 8:30. What would work better for you? You'd like some more information? Well, that's exactly why I'm asking you to come in for the information session. Because that way we can go through exactly what the company's all about, everything about the career paths that we're currently hiring for, and so on and so forth. Now, if it is something that excites you and challenges you in the way that it has for myself and of course Logan, then maybe we can discuss it afterwards. But that's once you've got the information. Oh, 9 o'clock would work for you? Okay. Would it be all right if I texted you the address and all the information? Yeah? Okay. All right, perfect, Danny. All right, so we'll see you at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And Daniel, would it make you more comfortable if you brought a friend with you? It would? All right, because we have limited seating for the career information session. So, what is your friend's name? Tom? Tom's your friend? Okay, I just wanted to write it down here. Can you confirm with Tom that he can come with? Oh, he's there with you right now. Where? Oh, he works with you. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, can you confirm with him right now that he's available at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning too? Okay, I'll wait. All right, Daniel. And perfect. That's awesome. And what's Tom's phone number? Can you just give me his cell? Because I want to just text him just for confirmation as well. That way he's got my name and number just in case something comes up. Perfect. 4379. Awesome. All right, Daniel. So I'll see both you and Tom tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. The expect to be here for at least 2 hours, just so you can get all the information. We have time to talk afterwards. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your night. Perfect. You're welcome. Bye. Well, that worked out really well.
Yeah.
So now we've got Daniel and Tom, and I noticed that Tom's actually on your list here as well. So that's perfect. Two birds with one stone. Tom's one of your nines. Do you want to go ahead and give Chris a call?
Sure.
Oh, perfect. Hi, Chris. Chris, this is Chris Bentley. I'm a regional general agent with American Income. I'm sitting here with your buddy Logan Appleton right now, and we're just going over his career meeting because he started with us as a new career. Did he tell you about it? No, this is the first time you're hearing about it? Well, listen, we're just planning out his career. He's been hired into management, and we were talking about who would be his dream team, who would be the best people that he would love to work with, that he'd get excited about working with, and he mentioned your name. So we decided that we'd give you a call because we just happen to have a career information session tomorrow morning that we'd love for you to attend. Are you working tomorrow morning? You're not? Okay, perfect. So we'd love for you to attend it just so that you can get all the information on exactly what our company is all about, what it does, the different career paths we're currently hiring for, the promotional tracks, the compensation, the actual benefits that we provide to our members, so on and so forth, so that you know absolutely everything in black and white of exactly what we do, and if this might be something that you might get excited about as well. Is that fair? Okay, perfect. So I can sit with you quickly right before you come in. I can either sit with you at 8:45 in the morning or 9:15, and then the career information session starts at 9:30 and lasts for about an hour. Is that fair? Yeah? Okay, so which time would work best for you? 9:15? Okay, that's perfect. And Chris, listen, would it make you feel more comfortable if you brought a friend along just so that they got the information too? It would? Okay, and who would that be? Your girlfriend? Okay. And she's not there with you right now, is she? No? Okay. What would it be all right then if I texted you my information as well as the address, where to go, and so on, so you can get here just fine for 9:15 tomorrow morning? It is an office setting, so make sure you dress sharp. Yeah, sort of suit and tie. Yep. Okay. And then can you please text me back within the hour to let me know if Janice can make it? Because we're filling up tomorrow quite quickly. There's not a lot of room left, and it is, of course, invite only. So if you can text me within the next hour just to let me know that Janice can come, then I can reserve 2 seats for you guys together. Yeah. So just so that you know, we're basically bypassing you past the interview process just so you can get some information. All the other people that will be sitting with you are people that actually applied for these positions. So Logan's kind of really done you a big favor. He's bypassed all of that stuff just so you can get there. Yeah, you should definitely thank him. Okay, perfect, Chris. So I'll see you tomorrow morning, and I'll meet either you or you and Janice. But I'll talk to you again today because I just want to make sure that Janice can make it. Okay, perfect. Okay, Chris, talk to you soon. Bye. How's that?
Great.
Okay,
That works.
so do you see the sort of reactions that we're getting and sort of how to handle it,
Yeah.
right? So if we call these people on the list, and you know what? We've got one more attempt. We've got Anthony. I can either call Anthony or you can call Anthony. Do you want to give Anthony a call?
I think you're better at this than I am so far, but yeah, I can give it a try.
Well, you know what, though? I'm here to help coach you and help you and everything else like that. Why don't you give Anthony a call? And then that way, if there's any coaching opportunities afterwards, I can help you. That way, you'll feel more confident and comfortable calling the rest of these people. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you call Anthony and give it a shot?
Hi, Anthony. Yeah, this is Logan. How's it going? Good. Yeah, I'm just sitting here with my new mentor, my new career, and I'm looking at getting you in for a career information session tomorrow at about 8:45 or 9:15. Now, I'm with AIL Canada, so what I want to give you is a bit more information as to what I want to do. But I'm building up my team as an MGA, and I picked you because I thought you would be good in sales and a lot of other things as well. Now, what time would work best for you? 8:45 or 9:15 tomorrow? 8:45. Okay. Now, would it be more comfortable bringing in somebody? Yeah. Okay. And that's Paula. Yeah. Okay. I remember. Now, is she with you right now? No. Okay. Yeah. If you want to text her or give her a call, I mean, you have all my information. I'll text you the address as well, just so you have that, and then I'll be in touch later just to make sure that you and Paula are both coming in. Great. Yeah. I'll talk to your mom. Bye.
Okay, so that was great, right? How did it feel?
A little bit shaky, but
Right?
yeah.
And of course, the first one's always going to be shaky, but that's usually the roadblock that we set up for ourselves to not do something. So now that you've done it, and in this setting, in front of me, right, now you can definitely do it at home by yourself, right? Yeah. Okay, the only other things that I would probably mention is that it's not so much about sales, right? Because what did I hire you for?
To be a manager.
Right? To grow a team, to be eventually, hopefully, one day an executive with the company and so on and so forth. So it's a mentorship program. And what do we provide? We provide benefits for union members. We're in the financial services industry.
Okay.
Right? If you use sales too often, a lot of times they'll say, okay, well, what are you selling? Is this commission? Is this this? Is this that? Because you're sort of giving them a trigger point.
Sure.
Where now they've got lots of questions, where we'd rather just have them come in, see exactly what we're all about, and then make their own educated decision after that, instead of making a decision based on fragments of information.
That makes sense.
Right? Exactly. So, the next step, and the last, well, almost last step we've got here, is your career milestone dates. Okay? So the first milestone is finishing your exam. Now it's February 7th today?
February 8th.
That's the 8th? Yeah. Okay, so today's February 8th. It's a Thursday. When will you do your provincial exams? I only do them on Mondays or Tuesdays. So, I mean, I've got a February calendar.
Oh, great. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to probably I'm going to take my exams on the 19th.
February 19th? Okay, why don't you write it in there? What we're going to use this for, just like everything else, is we'll review it on your monthly review every month so that we can see exactly where we're at with everything,
Okay.
whether we're on track for that milestone, or whether I need to help you, or whether we need to see what tools or what kind of plan you need to put in place to make sure that you hit it by that time. So the next one is SA contract. Again, how do you become an SA?
By recruiting and coding
Personal recruit, exactly. So, can you just put one PR underneath SA contract? So when will you have one personal recruit who's already done their testing and everything else like that? They've been licensed, they're in training, they've got their one enrollment. That's being coded, right?
Yeah. Probably the middle of March 15th.
Sure. So when do you hope to have that person in here by?
February 20th. Right away, just take the exam.
Oh, to take their exam.
To get hired.
Yeah, because you've got already people, your 10s coming in tomorrow morning for your career information session. Exactly. So they're basically, now you've got study buddies so that you can study with, you can train with. We do all the heavy lifting. We'll do the hiring, we'll do the interviewing, we'll do the training and everything else like that. And then immediately, every time your 10s make an enrollment, they get paid, and so do you.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. The next milestone is when will you have 5 personal recruits hired by? This is so that we know what your trajectory is to be able to take your career, right? So hired just means that they've enrolled in the course, and that we've agreed that they would be a good part of the team. So they don't have to finish the course, just enrolled in the course. So how long until you have 5 personal recruits hired by?
Well, 5 tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's
Say,
right.
so-
So they're friends. Yeah.
Why don't we say the end of March? Feel like doable?
End of March to be hired.
Yeah.
Okay. Even though you've got already, so how easy it was to get 6 people in by tomorrow. They're your 10, right? Of course, not all 6 people are going to be hired.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, not all 6 people are probably going to make it into it.
Yeah.
Right? Sure. Snowstorm, this, that, and the other thing, life, excuses, whatever. Right?
I'm not sure what issue.
But at the same time, we do have career meetings next week.
Okay.
Okay? I've already provided you with the schedule. There's one at 9:30 a.m. on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then for those of your friends that are working right now that are underemployed, we've got one at 6 o'clock on Wednesdays in the evenings so that they can come here after work and still get the information. Right? So knowing that you've got all of that as well as my help to help you call and everything else like that, if, again, if it's your number one priority, and you say that your 10-year dream is more important than your monthly income goal, then how long until you hire 5 personal recruits?
But probably around the same time in March 15th.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And then 5 personal recruits coded by. So not all 5 of your people will get through the exams, and not all 5 of them will get through the exams in a good amount of time. So really, truly, you probably need to hire even more than 5 to make sure that 5 get coded. Coded, again, just means that they've gotten through the licensing, they've got their license, they're in training, and they've even made an enrollment.
Right, okay.
Right? So how long do you think? What's the milestone deadline?
Probably middle of April.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, because some of the people, you're not going to hire all 5 on March 15th.
No.
You're going to hire them between now and March 15th. So some of them will already. Yeah, right. Next step is MGA contract. How do you get to be an MGA?
You get 2 essays.
And you need to promote 2 essays on your team, right? We don't usually say underneath us because they're team work.
Sure.
It's all a partnership. I'm still seeing, customers and members and so on to help you over your benefits. So we all work together. So if you can just put underneath MGA contract, just write 2 essays. And then what is your deadline? Here's a calendar for the whole year. When would be your deadline for the people that you brought in to either bring one person in themselves or to write 18,000 ALPs that make $9,000 in income for themselves?
Well, 5 PRs coded by April 15th. Odds are that some of them have done that already and have probably brought somebody else in, so my guess is probably the end of April.
Sure. The great thing about the end of April as a goal is that it is aggressive. Okay? It's not something that's the average. It's not something that everybody else does, but you should never limit yourself by what everybody else is doing. The other thing is, too, is that achievable based on what the plan is and what the path is and what the tools can get you and what the company wants and everything else? Absolutely. Is that going to benefit me? Is that something that I want to help you with? Of course, right? So ultimately, if that's your goal, the great thing is we have an amazing MGA school that's between April 23rd and April 26th in Cabo San Lucas. If you're on pace by May 1st to be an MGA, I can get you invited, possibly, to Cabo San Lucas. You can learn from the best of the best of the best of the best in each individual category so that you can launch your career with the best knowledge for the best people in the entire company.
That's a great opportunity.
Right? So now you know when it's not just a goal, it's deadly.
Yeah.
Okay? The next is $50,000 a month. Now you see the plaque on the wall that Matt McBride got just this past October where he hit $60,000 net in 1 month. This, picking a month for a $50,000 month is not about the $50,000. I mean, if you do hit $50,000, not only did you make yourself 25 grand in a month, right?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. You also get a Squire ring like this, right? You get knighted in a ceremony. You get to get invited to invite only, where only people with Squire rings and knight rings are allowed to get into for at the MGA schools, and they do a ceremony for you. You get a big, huge plaque and everything else like that. So it's great. The reason why I put $50,000 a month on here has nothing to do with that. It's just what month will you devote 100% of your efforts, your time, your energy to personal production? Because what it does for you is anybody that you personally recruited, you're proving to them right away how dedicated you are to making sure that you're going to be successful in this business. To anybody you haven't even reached out to, trust me, even if you don't hit anywhere near 50,000, let's say you don't even hit half, you only hit 20,000 ALP, you just made 10 grand.
Yeah.
In a new job, in 1 month, $10,000. The recognition you're going to get from our company, as well as the recognition you're going to get from your own social media, will have people you haven't even thought about personal recruiting asking you now, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Right? So it just helps you launch your career, give you some financial satisfaction where you've got money in the bank so you can invest into hiring and things like that so that you can invest in your business and grow that business.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what month on the calendar there would you choose to do $50,000 a month?
Probably May.
May? Why May?
Well, I'm focusing on personal recruiting through March and April. So take some time for myself and do some personal production. I think May I can focus a little bit more.
Okay. Plus you'll have some people to train, which always helps out as well. And you never really take your eyes off the personal recruiting because again, it is the number one part of the business. But at the same time, your goal is that everybody on your team can make an income.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Like that's bottom line, is that everybody makes an income. The best way to do that is to be able to prove it to them by doing news, right? So why don't you just write down May right there, and I'll help you plan throughout April and even March, to be honest with you, to make sure that you're set up with a plan that's based on your numbers on a calendar so that you can run that endurance run because you'll basically be working almost every day through that month just to make it the biggest month you can possibly make it with as much support from us as possible. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. The last thing I'm going to get you to write down on here is your why. Your why is what outside of work, what motivates you to work harder than you would if you didn't have it. It can't be dollars. It can't be, something to do with work. It's got to be something outside of work. It makes you want to work harder. It makes you want to want more out of yourself, right? To make you be a better person.
Okay.
What would that be?
Well, I want to prepare for my potential future family's prosperity, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your future family's lifestyle and opportunities.
Exactly.
That sounds great. Why don't you write it down? Perfect. So, I'll go over what to do with this sheet in a moment. I just wanted to let you see the office schedule so you see exactly where, like, once you're finished of your exams, this is where we have our advanced training. This is where we have our career information sessions. That's what you need to know right now. So I'll just put a star beside each one of these career information sessions. This is certainly what you need to know right now. The other thing is agency meeting. We have agency meeting at 11 o'clock every Thursday morning.
Okay.
Even while you're studying for your exams, I want you to come in for that.
Sure.
It allows you to immerse yourself in our culture, get to know some of the team. And when you're at home, by yourself, studying insurance, right? And you feel like pulling your hair out because it is boring, right? Because it's not as exciting as what we do, what we're able to help our clients with. It's such a generic course. And I want you to be able to make sure that you can still feel like you're part of the team because you are, right? You're not hired when you get out into the field and just making business. You were hired. You were part of our team yesterday.
Right.
Okay? So I just want to make sure that you come to those agency meetings because it's very important for you to be able to meet everybody. This is our weekly agenda, and this is how our week is set up when it comes to manager meetings and so on and so forth. Because if you follow through, or when you follow through with your deadlines that you've created, March 15th is not that far away. You're going to be an SA. You're going to be part of our management team. So these are the manager meetings. This is even the manager agenda, manager meeting agenda, sorry. So it explains exactly what entails in every one of our meetings, what we're looking at, what we're thinking about, and so on.
Okay.
Right now, though, I'm going to take you into the field to train you once you finish your exams, okay? I'm going to personally look after you and make sure that that's done. But at the same time, too, I'm always trying to help out my essays and leadership development and so on. So I've got a new essay that he's going to be your essay until you become an essay, okay? So in the meantime, once you get finished with your licensing and your testing, it'll be Cameron in. He's going to do a coaching call with you every single day.
Okay.
Okay? Even if you're out with me, he's going to do a coaching call. Okay? You've got it. It's your responsibility to call him every day. Okay? You call him at the end of every working day in the field, and then I'll end up doing one with him, and that helps me help him, just as I'm going to do with you once you become an SA and you're a new SA and you're trying to still find your way and everything like that. Is that fair?
That sounds great.
So I'm going to get you in touch with Cam right away.
Okay.
So that if you have any questions during the testing process or anything else like that, you feel free to reach out to me. I'm also going to include you in our WhatsApp team so that you can also ask any specific questions about the actual testing with other people that are already studying or already just finished.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah, no, that sounds great.
So, what I want you to do with all these papers is, first of all, I'm going to go out and photocopy them all.
Okay.
So that I can keep them, so that we can review all of these papers when we do your monthly review, so that we can make sure that you're on track with the goals that you set out today. Is that fair?
Yeah.
And then at the same time, I'm going to give you the originals because we wrote on the back of them with a lot of examples.
Sure.
But what I want you to do with these pages is if you have family, partner, or even a roommate at home that has questions about whether this was, whether this is going to be able to, let's say, pay the bills or make sure that you're well looked after, so on and so forth. I want you to take this financial analysis and review it every once in a while so that you know that your bills are going to be looked after. All you have to do is focus on our training, memorize the script, and make sure you're always going out there and working 40 hours a week in the field. Okay? If you do that, your bills will be paid. As well as if you do that, we've already worked this out.
Yeah.
You're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. Your income goal should be automatic.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Absolutely.
exciting, right? And at the same time, if it isn't, make sure that you come to me and ask for help.
Okay.
The worst thing you can do is shy away from the office, the agency meetings, the coaching calls, or anything else like that. We're only here to help. We only prosper if you.
Yeah.
Okay? So we're all in this together. So I want you to keep that, make sure that you've got that in a safe place so that you're using it. I want you to finish filling out your memory joggers so that you've got all of the names through all your social media. And today is Thursday. I want you to have this done by the end of tomorrow. And I want you to e-scan me or just take a picture of it and send it to me just so that I know that that's done by 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Is that fair?
Yeah. Can I get another one of those?
Yeah,
So
of
now I
course.
gotta fill out a bunch.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll photocopy it for you. And then that way, you're going to use this as a worksheet. So while you're studying, when you want to take a break, make a few phone calls. Have this in the car with you, so that when you go to Starbucks, and you know that person doesn't want to be in Starbucks 10 years from now, write down their name and number. Show them that you've already got a long list of people that you're already considering for an opportunity. When you go to the mall, when you go to look for a new car, when you go to buy a new suit, make sure that you're always aware of great people that are out there that have great personalities that might benefit from at least getting the information.
Yeah.
So this is your worksheet. You're going to use at all times.
Okay.
These two sheets is your 10-year dream and your career milestone dates. These I want you to tape up or tack up to the wall just above your light switch in your bedroom. Okay, I know that's specific and it might be even weird, but I just want you to do that because every single morning that you get up when you're about to go to work, I want you to be able to look at your deadlines to see if you're on track or if you need to ask me for help. I want you to look at your 10-year dream so you know exactly why you're doing this, right? And what you're going to do. This should excite you at the beginning of every day, and you should feel satisfied at the end of every day when you can look at it before you turn your lights off. And if you're not, I need you to get in contact with me, okay? Okay. So the rest here is just your calendar that we already went over yesterday as far as your studies are concerned, so that you're on track, so that you can definitely get your exam done by the 19th. And then at the same time, your training that we went over yesterday is all in here as well, so that you know exactly what's expected throughout your training and what dates to get everything done, so that you can get released and making a good income as fast as possible, so that you're comfortable, but at the same time, so that the members and the people that we're going to go out and see, they're going to look after the property. Right? We don't practice on the members, we practice on them. Is that fair?
Yep.
Exactly. So I'm going to give you this booklet again. I know I gave you an Alpha Omega booklet yesterday. We wrote all through it and everything else for the notes that we took, but I mean, you can never have enough of these. It is our Bible. It is something that you want to sort of look through on a daily or weekly basis, especially when you first get started, so you know what you need to do to get to where you want to go. Because as soon as you do A, you get B. As soon as you do B, you get C, so on and so forth. And you're in control of your career. Okay? But I'm here as your supporter. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, it was great seeing you again.
Yeah, you too.
Okay? Let me know. Shoot me a text every day. Just let me know where you're at on your studies. I'll be in contact with you as well. So will Tiffany, because she always helps us out. And I just want to make sure that you're on track with everything in your career. Okay?
Great.
Perfect. Awesome.